So we finally have the first nail biter, the first thriller of IPL 2025. Delhi Capitals beating the Lucknow Super Giants with a narrow margin of just 1 wicket. In fact, it was the final over when the game was decided. The story of this match was pretty much yin and yang, black and white. That's because both teams crossed the 200 mark but took very different approaches in their batting. And I think that could have been the difference between winning and losing. Let's take Lucknow, for example. Sensational start by Mitch Marsh, by Nicholas Pooran, arguably the best T20 batter in the world. And at one stage, after the end of the 13th over, they were sitting pretty at 161. You could have easily predicted 260 for Lucknow Super Giants, but that's where the game turns completely 360-degree. And the Delhi bowlers, and they had a good bowling lineup, and people were wondering why is it that Delhi is not stepping up. They did step up in the second half and restricted the Lucknow Super Giants to only 200 plus, just about that much. And I think just those 50 odd runs that came, 210, which could very well have been 260, could have been the big difference, and Lucknow would have won even at the halfway stage. But what Delhi bowlers did, restricted them to 210. Now it was a total that Delhi could chase. But then, as I said, they had a completely different approach. At the end of 13 over, as I mentioned, Lucknow at 160 could have reached 260, did not reach there. Cut to Delhi, disastrous start. Shardul Thakur, who comes in as a replacement, picks up 2 wickets to begin with. They're 65 for 5, and at the end of that same stage, 13 overs, they're 116 for 6. At that moment, it looks like no chance that Delhi are going to win. But their remaining 7 overs, for Lucknow, their last 7 overs were a disaster. For the Delhi team, their last 7 overs were a boon, and they won with 3 balls to spare. The hero of the match, of course, with the bat, 66 not out, Ashutosh. Remember, Ashutosh was with Punjab. He had a breakthrough season last time. They did not retain him. 3.4 crores is what Delhi spent, and they spent and got every penny's worth with what Ashutosh did. His 66 not out, even though came at an outstanding strike rate. But remember, what was special about Ashutosh in this knock was that he played it in 2 halves. Remember that stage I was talking to you about? Delhi was struggling, 116 at one point for 6 down. Required run rate piling up. He played a different inning. He played a runner ball sort of an inning. Reached 30 in about 21-22 deliveries. But the remaining 30 that he got was barely in 8 or 9 deliveries from there on. So 2 different gears he showed. A lot of different maturity he showed to take his team across the winning line. That's why he was the man of the match. But in all of this, you have to mention a young Vipraj Nigam as well. You got 39 not out. When you thought everything was 39, he was out, of course, not out. But the way that he got his 39 at a strike rate of 260, highest in the match, even higher than Nicholas Pooran. And I think that made a difference. Before this, Vipraj actually came into this game. Everyone thought of him as a leg spinner from Uttar Pradesh, but he showed what he can do with the bat with that knock. He was known to have gotten about 26, 28 runs in an over in a local league match, is known to hit big shots. But on a big stage like this, as an all-rounder, he was outstanding. And that partnership between Ashutosh and Vipraj is what took the Delhi team home. In all of this, as I said, Ashutosh was the man of the match. But the match-changing player was also Kuldeep Yadav. Only picked up 2 wickets. But I take you back to that situation. Remember, once again, Lucknow at 160 at the end of the 13th over. That 14th over was bowled by Kuldeep Yadav. Took a crucial wicket, only gave away 1 run. Finished his quota of 4 overs with an economy of 5 when a team has got 210. So I think the crucial match changer for me in this game was, of course, Kuldeep Yadav. That's what Delhi did. Those are the players that did well for Delhi. But I will still take 2 lessons from this game. One lesson is that while Delhi has a decent bowling lineup, people question their batting depth. What today's match showed you is that Delhi does have a decent batting depth. They had Mohit Sharma come out to bat at number 11. That tells you they have good batting depth with even a Vipraj at number 8 and a Stark at number 9. That's one lesson. Lesson number 2 from this game, everyone was mocking Lucknow Super Giants bowling attack. Yes, they had a great batting lineup, with of course, Rishabh didn't fire today, but with a Rishabh, a Nicholas Puran, a Mitch Marsh, they had a very strong batting lineup. People were laughing at their bowling lineup. But I think that's where they really stepped up. With a bowler like Devesh Rathi in their ranks, with a bowler like Prince Yadav in their rank, with a bowler like a Bishnoi who had been a bit off the boil. So they had a bowling lineup that was a bowler like Manimaran Siddharth, again hardly played in the IPL, known only once to pick up Virat Kohli's wicket, very inexperienced. But this was not a bowling lineup people were fearing because a lot of their bowlers were injured. I think the second lesson was that Lucknow, even though does not have a high profile bowling attack, but you invest in your young Indian bowlers, they can step up. And what they showed today, yet they may have lost, they will still not be the best bowling lineup around, but what they showed today, that if their batting fires, which it can, they can compete with this bowling lineup. So those are the big lessons that you can take from this game. Good start for Delhi, a North Indian derby, not a great start for the Lucknow Super Giants, and not so good for even their captain in Rishabh Pant, who registered his first duck in the history of the IPL. Never had a duck before. First game for Lucknow Super Giant, unfortunately registered a duck. But who knows how the tournament pans out for Rishabh going forward, because as captain, he was top-notch on the day. Do give us a like on the video if you're enjoying our content. Do share it with your other cricket-loving friends as well. And as always, keep watching Sports Today. Nikhil Naz signing off.